Hello and welcome to another update video about RUNE. It's been a while with RUNE. Yeah, I haven't covered it here in public since June, I believe. But I made in between a couple of member updates, I believe. In the live streams, we took a look at RUNE, and in, I think it must have been, I can't remember, but I think it must have been, otherwise I wouldn't have updated the chart. We took a look at it in the member-only videos. There are some member-only updates. Tomorrow I'll do another one where I regularly go through various altcoins in sort of quick express updates. If you're a channel member, then you get these as well. Can't do these every day, of course, but try to do these on a weekly basis. Tomorrow there will be one more. And RUNE was updated in the last one, and I think the call back then was spot on, but we zoom into that in a minute. So overall, the higher level chart here for RUNE shows that we moved up in a very strong wave 1 in May 21, and since then we have been in a very long correction, WXY pattern. Here currently within the wave Y, we've completed the wave A, moved up in a B, and we're now coming down in a C. I currently think there will be one more low in here, possibly all the way down to around 70 to 80 cents, and we're going to take a look at that in a minute. But overall, chart looks decent long term. Yeah, even what I normally don't use. Normally I don't use the log chart, but even the log chart looks quite decent, and we can count, if we do the log scale count, which again I don't like to use normally because it distorts wave relationships, but nobody says it's wrong really, you know. We can count here a 1, 2, 3, would say this is the wave 4. There's plenty of space to the downside still in this chart, and then the wave would have missing basically a wave 5, right? So we can be quite confident there will be another wave 5 up. That should take us to decent price levels, not to $280 of course, as I showed you, but it can go up nicely. So let's go back to the arithmetic chart, which I normally prefer to use, but we can also take a look at the longer term price target on the arithmetic chart, just assuming the low was already in, but in the end it doesn't make a great difference. Just want to show you, give you a rough figure for where we might expect the next in the next all-time high scenario the price to go to, and that would be at least $37, at least, possibly all the way up to 45 and maybe higher. The 1.618 extension would be here the minimum. That's actually quite a decent return, isn't it? Okay, now let's zoom in. This was the area where I originally anticipated RUNE to end its correction from a longer term point of view. You can see we broke that pattern, we came back into it, we've now moved below it. We take that out, it's sort of the long-term price target, and we have at least come into the region. But what is important now is the short term. The short term, in the last, again, I think it was in the member update, we said that this here was probably a wave 1 to the upside, and we would come down into a wave 2, which we did, yeah, possibly done now, and we take a look at that in a minute. Now, we have different possibilities here. I would currently go rather with the view that this here was actually the wave 1, and then we had a wave A down, a wave B to the upside, and this is the wave C. That's possible. Let me show you. Two possibilities, yeah. A, B, and C. In this scenario, probably the low is in and we move up impulsively. In that scenario, we would need to break above the wave B high at $3.16 to confirm that, and we would be moving up in a wave 3. Now that would be probably the most bullish scenario. In the other possibility, the wave 1 is here. That is basically then a longer leading diagonal, absolutely possible as well. The wave 2 will probably be down here, and it would be, this here would then just be the wave A. Basically that would be similar to the ETH chart. A move up in a B, and then coming down in a C. Problem with this scenario is that the wave A is already very long. The wave B would need to be very high because the wave C is otherwise too short, and that is then unlikely. So this is basically the bullish scenario, basically a bit of a hopium scenario, a bit like the Bitcoin scenario. And again, there is one more line of support here left. that protects the bullish scenario here at around 177. But if we drop below that, and again, we would do that in this wave C probably. So again, here on this chart, I would rather not go, because if we go with this one here, it's probably not going to work out. We would come down to low in the wave C. So the only chance really to protect here the bullish scenario for me is this one that we had already, the wave 1. This is the A, the B, the C needs to be finished here, either now or maybe a little bit lower. You can see we have some more scope to 177, but this is the last support really before we come down to 140. And if we come that low, then it's probably likely that we go and break this, because I mean, in theory, you can always come back even in a bullish scenario to that swing low here, to the beginning of the wave 1. But my experience tells me that normally when you do that, it's not really that scenario anymore. And then it's very likely that you're going to break that level in the end. So communication, or the takeaway from this video really is, yes, there are a couple of bullish options here. Looking at the general chart structure here and how far we've come down already, yes, the bulls have another chance, but it's more a hopium scenario, this one. So the bearish scenario needs to be on the radar here. It needs to be on the radar, and that would assume that we have from the peak here already come down. Maybe, yeah, well, no, that we might have just done only the wave 1. There will be a wave 2 retracement. Again, also in this scenario, like with Bitcoin, I expect a move up and we would then come down. That is getting much more likely, this scenario, should we really break below the 177 level. So it would be this one here. And a key target to end this would be around the 70 to 80 cent mark. That would be my target for the bearish scenario when we make another lower low. That is more than a 50% drop from now. So this is the bearish option. So we have basically what I'll do on this chart. I'll show you the bullish one, the bullish count. I'll highlight that in yellow now. So here the 1, the 2, and the next wave up would be a wave 3. That is sort of the bullish one. Not too much confidence into this one, I have to say. And then we'll do the bearish one here. I'll do it in another color, maybe light blue or something. This is this one. 1 down, the 2 up, the 3 down, the 4 up, and the 5. So you see in both scenarios, we would expect shortly here a move to the upside. And then the strength of that move will decide in which scenario we are in. If we can break above the wave B high, it's probably the wave 3. If we stay below that in reverse, it's probably the wave down in 3. Yeah, and it's my update about Rune. So hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.